Okay, this lesson, we are going to work on determining if graphs are a function or not, and then finding the perimeter of figures and simplifying them when we find the difference. So let me pull up what we need for today. Okay, close this down. All right, here's the first ones that we have. It says determine if the data represents a function, explain why or why not. So the first thing we need to remember is that we have a graph. So when we have a graph, we're going to use the vertical line test. So for the vertical line test, you go and you have your picture in your graph and you're going to draw a vertical line. If that vertical line touches your function in more than one spot, it is not a function. This is because the x numbers repeat. And for data to be a function, the x numbers cannot repeat. So look at the one on the right that says we do. Is this one a function or not? If you draw a vertical line, does it cross it in more than one spot? Oh, well, it helps if you can draw a vertical line. So as I draw a vertical line and I go up and down, it touches in multiple spots. This one, again, is not a function. Okay, make sure you have that down. And we're going to try two more. I'll erase my board. So look at these two now. Take a minute and try and figure out, are these two graphs, are they functions or not? If you need to, you can pause the video. On the one on the left, the very first one, if I draw a vertical line, it actually goes through every point. I mean, this graph is a vertical line. This is not a function. So now look at the one on the right. If I draw a vertical line, I am only touching this graph at one spot each time I draw a vertical line. This is an example of something that is a function. Take a minute, make sure you have those graphs sketched and determining if they're a function or not with your notes. And then we will go to the next page where we have to figure out the perimeter of a figure. Well, let's see, here we go. All right, so this right here, simplifying expressions and perimeter 4 is what we are doing. Let's see if I can move this up out of the way. All right, it says rectangular MNOP, which, by the way, we need to erase these answer choices because they didn't have the right one, so we are not going to use those. Okay, we're going to solve this and figure this out ourselves. So it says rectangular MNOP has a length represented by the expression 5x plus 2 and a width represented by the expression 3x plus 7. Rectangular QST has a length represented by the expression 2x plus 2 and a width represented by the expression x plus 6. Okay, it says which of the following expressions can be used to represent the difference in the perimeters? Okay, again, these answer choices didn't work. We're going to find the difference. Remember, difference means to subtract, but first we have to find the perimeters. There's not any pictures, so anytime you have a word problem, it's best to draw the pictures. So I've got a rectangle and I'm going to label it MNOP. Well, it says that the length is 5x plus 2, so I'll put 5x plus 2 here. And if the top side is that, so is the bottom. Then it says it has a width of 3x plus 7. So on the left is 3x plus 7, and on the right is 3x plus 7. Now that we have that, let's find the perimeter. Well, to find the perimeter means to add up all the sides. So I'm going to add up all my x's. 5x and 5x, 3x and 3x. 5 plus 5 is 10, 13. So I get 16x. Now we're going to add up our units. 2 plus 7 plus 2 plus 7. That gives me, what is that, 9, and 9 is 18. This is my perimeter of this rectangle in terms of x. So now let's go and do the other one. It says QRST, so I'm going to make this one QRST. And it says that its length is 2x plus 2. So I'm going to put 2x plus 2, and what's on top is also on the bottom. And the width is x plus 6. So I'll put x plus 6 on each side. Now, draw the picture, label it. Now let's do the perimeter. So I'm going to add 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. That gives me 6x. Then I need to add up the units. 6 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2. So that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So plus 16. This is my perimeter in terms of x of the second one. Now it's asking us for the difference of these. Remember, difference means to subtract. So I'm going to take 16x plus 18, put that in parentheses. I'm going to subtract the other one, in parentheses, 6x plus 16. Now, let's simplify. The first part stays the same, 16x plus 18. This is -1. You have to distribute. You have to multiply everything behind it that's inside the parentheses. -1 times 6x is -6x. -1 times 16 is -16. Now combine like terms. I've got 16x minus 6x. Well, that's going to equal 10x. Then I have 18 minus 16. 18 minus 16 is 2 plus 2. This is our answer in terms of x. This is what we should have for our answer. So let's go down here, and I want you to try this one right here. If you don't have this written down, you can pause the video and write it down. Then I want you to come here, and I want you to try and do this one. So I want you to pause the video. I want you to try and sketch the graph. I say sketch graph, sketch the pictures, making the rectangle and labeling your sides. So let's try that first. Go through and try and label, draw the pictures and label your sides. The first thing we have is a triangle, A, B, C, D. It says that the length is 3x plus 7. You should have put 3x plus 7 up here, 3x plus 7 down here. Then it says the width is x plus 3. So the left is x plus 3, and so is the right. Make sure you did that first. Now, if I draw the other rectangle, which was R, S, T, U, right here, it says its length is 2x plus 1. So that means the top is 2x plus 1, and so is the bottom. And then the width is x plus 1. So I'll put x plus 1 on the right and on the left. So hopefully you were able to draw these and label the sides. That's the first step. The second thing, find the perimeter. So pause the video and find the perimeter of each rectangle. Then come back and see if you got that right. So the perimeter, add up all the sides. So I'm going to add up all my x's. Add up all these x's, 3, 6, 7, 8. That is 8x. Then you need to add up the units. 7 plus 3 plus 3 plus 7. That gives me plus 20. So hopefully you found that for the perimeter. Now let's try the second one, which you should have already done. So let's see if you did it correctly. Add up all your x's. 2, 4, 5, 6. 6x and then your units, 1, 2, 3, 4, so I get plus 4. So hopefully you got these perimeters right here. The problem is asking us for the difference between the perimeters. Difference means to subtract. So try and do that now. Now that we have our perimeters, try and find the difference between them. When we do this, we have 8x plus 20. The first one goes in parentheses. Then we have a minus sign. Then we put the second one in parentheses. Now, what do we do from here? So the first part just comes down and it becomes 8x plus 20. Then I have this -1. I multiply each thing by -1. So I get minus 6x and -4. Now we need to simplify. Put your x's together. 8x minus 6x gives me 2x. Then I get 20 minus 4, which is 16. This is your answer.